Hey my Legion, how you all doing today? Time to do outdoor movie review. I got a can to dry here, zero sugar can to dry. Okay, straight that too. Right here. Oh, it's good, very refreshing. Oh, 10 out of 10 for that. It's actually pretty nice out today. In the 60s. Anyways, I'm here to review the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards 2023. I never watched any of their Chainsaw Awards. I remember I used to be subscribed to. Well, I know my friend John was subscribed when he was in school and stuff like that. There was no way I would be able to get a subscription or something like that back then. He said it used to be a lot cooler back then. I started buying it. Every so often I'd buy it when high school once or twice. Wanted to get caught with it. My mother's horribly against horror films. And, you know, I mean, I bought it when I was in the military, in Germany anyways, and then, I did get a subscription to it whenever I got out of the army for like 1 year. But it wasn't much fun. John said it used to come with a bunch of stuff. I mean, but it was okay. And now I remember going to Hot Topic. Last time I went to Hot Topic, which was years back, like a copy of Fangoria was like $20. Like, oh my God, that's outrageous. You know, it's only like a little 32-page magazine. It was no frills. You know, they had like the stories and stuff in it. Well, anyways, we were going through Shutter, me and my buddy, and then saw Fangoria Chainsaw. Oh man, I might be good, and John just kind of passed over it. I don't know if he was that interested in it, but I mean, after seeing it, I can understand. But I mean, I did see it. I went home. Well, I mean, that was last weekend, and after work and stuff like that, I looked up the Fangoria channel, and I found that did have they aired it on their channel. They had because they usually have a pre-award show like the Academy Award, like a half hour, or I think this one was 36 minutes. Then they had their award show, was like an hour and 36 minutes. So I watched it over the weekend. The award show had this one, I can't remember her name. She had a hat and stuff like that. And she was just interviewing some presenters and stuff. She interviewed Barbara Crampton. That was really the only interesting thing I thought in the movie. The rest of it, I mean, the comedy was horrible. Some of the comedy was so painfully not funny. It just, all the other, just didn't hold my interest at all. That was actually really boring. We probably would have switched off if I did watch the pre-award show, except for Barbara Crampton. She was the only joy in that production. That was really lame. I give that probably about a 1 out of 10 for the pre-award show. Now, the award show was alright. I mean, it's like, they used to have, I'll tell you the award show I used to watch. When I was in the military, we had the Fox TV. It was, can't remember the one, it was Fox 66 here, but I mean, in Fort Bragg, I can't remember. And then all of a sudden they had, like, for Halloween, they had a 1990 Horror Hall of Fame. So, oh my God, I gotta watch that. It was on Tuesday night. I taped it and I watched the whole thing. And it was like a 2-hour presentation at Universal Studios. And there was like, basically they had like Horror Hall of Fame and they give awards to certain movies that really paved the way, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff like that. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they have a lot of it was like a 10-minute thing. It was a lot of behind the scenes footage. It was really interesting. And then the main award was like the best horror movie of the night or something like that. Now that was great. I love that. That was a 10. I've seen it plenty of times. 10 out of 10. When I got back from Fort Bragg, from Fort Detrick, Maryland, I was still in the Army for another five and a half weeks. They had the second one. I remember taping that, and that was just as good. And then in '93, I was out of the Army for about over a year. They had one, and that one sucked. All that was just clips from the other show, and then they had like an act with the Maynard Johnson, which was okay, but that was done on the cheap. I was so disappointed. The video kept going in and out, and they just had the main award show. I mean, the main award of Best Movie of the Year, which was Addams Family, and it was just lame. That was the last time they had it on there. That was way better than this. But I mean, the award show pretty much they had the comedy thing. They had like this guy who was like Count Chocolate and this one girl was a drag queen there trying falling in and out of love. That whole thing went 10 minutes and that was like painfully not funny. That was like Miller and Pandy. Very boring. And then he had some other awards. Now some of the presenters were interesting. They had Mink Stoll was on it, which was awesome. They had Barbara Crampton and that other girl from Chopping Mall. That was fun. Some of the people from the past was fun. Now, whenever they had the presenters come up there, I know they spoke with passion about their love for horror films, which was good. I like that. They had like the awards for horror documentary, and the one that the Gwar documentary got nominated for at the end, it did not win the documentary one, which kind of sucked. The Gwar documentary should have won. You know, I haven't seen. I know Dank was telling Spoof and I about it documentary how good it was. I'm sure it is good, but that one instead of the Gwar documentary, I think Gwar should have won. But that's just me. I'm biased on that. That documentary was awesome. It really was. I did a 45-minute review on it. Well, anyways, I mean, they had a brand new category. This is the dumbest category ever. The most influential Amityville movie. I guess there's been a whole bunch of Amityville spin-offs. Most of them are like really way on the cheap. Really, I mean, they had like the really cheap one. That was really a stupid category. I mean, if they did Shark Movie, that'd be okay. I can understand that. But Amityville, no. I think Amityville Christmas Vacation won, and that might be fun to watch. I don't know. I still gotta watch Eddie's Island Christmas Vacation 2 sometime. I heard this. I gotta watch just to finish the series. And that might be the last thing that Randy Quaid was ever in any movie before he went nuts. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that one. Well, anyways, they had like, you know, the rest of the night. I mean, it was all right. They had the dumbest backstage story about there was a serial killer, there was a slasher in the backstage, and this one blonde girl who were the worst acting ever. It was so cringy, it just was not funny. A lot of the jokes were painfully not funny. Almost everything was painfully not funny. I mean, you know. But they ended up with the best kill. Well, I guess that's the best, the biggest nomination, and the one I thought would win one. But I mean, mostly the, because usually, I mean, they had like 3 movies that won like either 3 or 4 awards, so they were the biggest winners. They had, what was it, Nope, Terrifier 2, and Black Phone. Those are the biggest winners of the night. But they all were like tied at like 3 or 4 apiece. Some of it was very cringy and stuff like that, but it was okay. Kind of a little woke, but it was okay for what it was. I could probably give it like a mild 6 out of 10 for the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards. So I hope you liked the video, everybody. Till next time, please take care of my Legion. And like I said, it's on their. Go to Fangoria channel, you can watch it. I mean, that's much more entertaining than a pre-award show. That was really boring, except for Barbara Crampton. All right, take care, everybody.